there, Laura here. Today I'm going to do the makeup mess tag, and this was created, I was going to say invented, but this was created by Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. And I first saw this tag on Annette's Makeup Corner. So I am following the questions and going through and telling you about my makeup mess. I quite liked this tag and thought I would give it a go as well, because often I find the makeup tags, I can't answer a lot of the questions because I don't buy a lot of the popular brands, and they go into things like unpopular, like the unpopular makeup opinions tag, and a lot of my products just, they don't fit in with any of the popular products. So this is one that I can answer. So question number 1 is, how often do you wash your sponges and brushes? Well, I'm getting a lot better at that. I didn't used to do it that often because I didn't use makeup every day, but since in the last year I've been using makeup a lot more, and I try and wash them every week. So I'll do them on a Sunday when I'm doing the housework. It's part of the routine. And what I was finding was that when I do more colourful looks like today, my brushes would get too much colour on them, and I would have to clean them off before I could use them again for a different colour, because if I was going to do a blue look next, I don't want red eyeshadow in my blue because that's just going to create a muddy colour. So what I was finding was that I would wash my brushes, and then very often the next day when I went to use them, half of them wouldn't be dry. So I've actually brought more brushes so that when I wash them, I've got some dry ones to use. So I have ended up purchasing more brushes, and what I'm doing now is I'm putting all the ones that, as I use them, I put them in this tin here, and when I have filled up the tin, then I wash all those brushes. So usually twice a week probably they end up getting washed now. And my sponges, I usually wash those every second time I use them, and I wash them out, like I wash it out every time I use it. So when I wet the sponge, I'll clean it and then I'll use it, but then every second day I'll give it a really good deep clean, and I will put it away to dry and get a dry clean one out to use, because I don't want to keep using a damp sponge constantly, because it takes a really long time for those makeup sponges to really dry right through into the middle, and if you don't let them dry all the way through into the middle, you're going to end up growing bacteria in the middle of your sponge. So I always make sure that they're really, really dry before I use them again. So I've got several makeup sponges that I just rotate around, and then when one of them's looking too old, I just chuck it and get another one, because I don't use expensive beauty sponges. I use the OXX ones from Kmart, and they're $4 each, and they had a special the other day and they were $2 each, so I got a handful of them. So I'll show you what they look like. So they look like this, and here's one of the ones that I've used several times, but this one's all dry, and I can show you, hang on, this is the one I used today. So this one's dirty, but that's the size they go into, and they're very soft. And I got this recommendation off Cindy Lou Bindi and her channel, and they work really well. She recommends the marbly ones. She says they're better than the solid coloured ones, but I haven't actually used the solid coloured ones because I just buy the marbly ones because that's the ones that seem to work fine. So that's what I do with my brushes and my makeup sponges. Now question 3, do you put your makeup products away after you've done using them? Oh no, sorry. That was question number 3, but I forgot question number 2. Question number 2 is, how do you organise your makeup collection? So I have been playing around with this. Before I started really getting into makeup, I just had one drawer of makeup. That was easy to organise, and then my makeup collection grew a little bit, and I ended up having to expand a bit. So I had a box on top of my vanity as well as my drawer, And now my makeup collection has expanded a bit more. And because I'm doing YouTube, being in the bedroom is not always convenient. So I move it around. So when my daughter is off at university, I put my makeup in her room and I film in there. And when she comes home, I take my makeup out and I use it in my bedroom. Or if the bedroom's not available, then I'll take it to the living room and do my filming out in the living room. So it really depends on what's happening in the house and who's home to where I do my makeup. So I need my makeup to be portable. So I have put them in some plastic drawers and sorted it all out so that it's in categories. So all my palettes are together and all my foundations are together and so forth. And I'm finding at the moment that that is working really well. So I can just pick the plastic drawers up because the plastic drawers are light and just move them from room to room as I need to. And also I have an old fishing tackle box of my dad's that he was going to throw out that I painted up, and I put all my makeup that I want to use on a daily basis in there so it's easy to find and grab. And I will show you some pictures of what I use. So this is my little thing that I have on my vanity, and it's got my project pan stuff and my weekly product pan and my shop my stash things, and the majority of that, it's all in there where I can see it. Some of it's out at the moment because I've just done my makeup. And I also have my eyeliners here and a few little tools, and I've just done my makeup so some of it's still out. And I have a few things up here that I use more regularly, and then as I said before, all my makeup is in these drawers. Question 3 is, do you put your makeup products away after you have used them? Or leave them out for tomorrow? I don't leave them out for tomorrow. I'm not as tidy as I used to be, and that is purely because I am filming. So what I used to do was when I used my lipstick, I would get my lipstick out, I would use it, I would put it away. When I used my blush, I would get it out, I would use it, and I would put it away. So I was putting things away as I used them. But then when I started filming, I needed to know what I had used so that I could write a list of the products I'd used to stick in my description box. So now I leave my products out, and then I will write my description after I finish filming. Then I'll put them away. And I always put them away before the next day because I can't work with a mess. So yes, I do put them away, but not as straight away as I used to do before I started filming YouTube. Question 4 is loose powders or pressed powder. For face powder, I prefer a loose powder because I just think it sets my makeup better. It seems to make my makeup stay on longer with a loose powder, and I like the look of it. And I have been experimenting with different powders, different loose powders and different pressed powders, and I find it really depends on what kind of powder I'm using to what method I need to use as well. So I'm experimenting with it, but at the moment I think loose powder is still my favourite. And for eyeshadow, mostly I have just pressed eyeshadows. I have 2 pigment eyeshadows, and I've only had them recently, so I haven't used them a lot, but yes, they are messy. And so yeah, pressed powders for eyeshadow. I prefer loose powder for face powder. Loose powders for face powder, yes. Do you ever fall asleep without taking your makeup off? No, I take my makeup off every night. I have problem skin. I have for years and years and years, since my early 20s. As a teenager, my skin was pretty good. And then in my early 20s, I started getting cystic acne, and I always take my makeup off and make sure it's all off and my face is nice and clean before I go to bed. Number 6 is, what makeup rules do you like to break? Do I know what the makeup rules are? I don't think I know enough about makeup to know what all the rules are, so I'm probably breaking so many of them. But if I don't know what they are, I don't have to worry about whether I'm breaking them or not, do I? And I do know some people say that when you get to a certain age, you shouldn't wear lots of colour, you shouldn't wear lots of glitter, and if you've got crepey eyelids like me, you shouldn't wear shimmers on your lid. Well, then I would never have been able to wear shimmers on my lid if I followed that rule, because my eyelids have always been crepey. It's not just an age thing for me, it's just my skin. And so I ignore those rules. As I get older, I just do more glitter and more colour because I'm more confident in myself and I'm happy to walk out with colour and glitter and things. So I think the more confident you are about yourself, the more likely you are going to break the rules and just wear whatever you want. And that's what I'm doing. Number 7 is, we'll use a product that's cracked or broken. Yes. I'll only not use it if it's unusable. Like if I had a bronzer that I dropped on the floor and the whole lot ended up in bits on the carpet, so obviously I didn't use that and I just swept it up and threw it away. But if something's cracked and I can still use it, I still use it. There's no reason to throw it away if it's just cracked. And if it's a packaging issue, if I can't figure out how to fix it, or I can't change it into different packaging to make it work, then yes, I'll throw it out. But usually I'll try and find a way around it because I don't like to waste product. And if an eyeshadow's broken or a blush is broken or something, doesn't matter. Still works. I think the only time I threw something out was when I had a lipstick and it broke off. Like the lipstick broke off out of the thing and I couldn't do anything with it, and I didn't try and save that because I don't like using lipstick. I like to use lipstick out of a tube or something. I don't want to be fiddling around with a brush every time I want to reapply my lipstick, because when I go out, I'm never going to do that. I'm not going to take a little brush and do it. I'm just going to slap some on. So yeah, I do throw it out then, but mostly I try and make it work. Number 8 is, do you want to pan a product completely before you replace it? Yes and no for this one. If it's something that I know I'm going to consistently use and I know I'm getting low, I will buy a replacement before it's finished. Because where I live, I don't get into town all the time, and a lot of the products that I use I can't get locally. I have to go a little bit further. And so if I know, okay, I'm not going into town until next week and I'm running low on this, then I will buy it then when I need it, and then just put it away until the next one's finished. If it's something that I don't use regularly, then I don't buy backups, because by the time I get to the end of the product, I don't know if I'm going to want to repurchase that product or not. And chances are I'll want to try something new. So only for the things that I really, really know I'm going to reuse. How do I share about sharing makeup? Oh, it depends what it is. And it depends who it is. So my girls, I share my makeup with my girls. I don't have a problem with that. I share all my makeup with my girls. A lot of the makeup they don't want to share with me because it's either too colourful or it's the wrong colour for them. They're not into lots of colour, and I have a much warmer skin tone than them, so colours that suit me don't suit them, so a lot of my lipsticks wouldn't suit them anyway. So yeah, but I definitely share eyeshadows. I share eyeshadow palettes and highlighter palettes and things with my girls. And if my girls have their friends round and they want to do makeup or something, then I will share powder products quite happily, or things in a pump. I don't have a problem with that. So yeah, if it's people I know, I don't have a problem sharing makeup. How do I feel about buying or trading used makeup? I'm too lazy. I can't be bothered. In principle, I don't really have a problem with it. I go to thrift stores and things and buy used clothing and wash them and that, and if it's something that I can sanitise, then fine, but I'm too lazy to go online and look at used makeup. And also I also think about how old is that makeup that I'm buying, because it has a shelf life and I don't want to buy something that's already old. because somebody else has had it for quite a while and decided they don't want it anymore. So I don't sell used makeup, and I don't buy used makeup. I'm too lazy to sell it myself, and I don't really have that much that would be worth selling. I have some things that I declutter to my teenage girls or my girls' friends, but I don't actually throw that much out because I like to use what I've got. And I don't buy secondhand makeup because I don't buy makeup online either. So I don't even buy new makeup online because my credit card just would not be happy with that. If I don't have the cash, I don't buy it. How often do you declutter your makeup is question 11. I've recently done a declutter when I started filming makeup looks because I wanted to get rid of old things. And I don't think I need to declutter anything for a while now because it's pretty well curated now. And if I buy a product and I don't like it, or if I'm using a product and I don't like it, then I just declutter it then. I don't save it to declutter in a big declutter. I'll just get rid of it at the time. So when I do my project pan videos and things, if I find things that I've wanted to declutter over that month, then I'll usually include that in that video and just say, oh, by the way, this isn't in a project pan, but I'm getting rid of it, and why. So it's often a new product that I've tried out and it's like, this product just doesn't work. It's a waste of time having it, and I'll get rid of it. Number 12 is, do you use your fingers to apply your makeup? Yeah, I do. I like using brushes and sponges, especially for eyeshadow and things. Occasionally I'll use my finger to put on a shimmer and things, but I often apply my foundation with my fingers first, and then I'll go in with my sponge because I'm just looking for my brush and I haven't got it here. I've got a flat paddle brush that I like to put my makeup on with initially, and then I'll sponge it out, but I hate washing that thing. It's really hard to get all the makeup out of it, so sometimes I think I've just washed this, I don't want to get it dirty, and I'll just use my fingers because they're easier to wash. What is your least favourite step in your makeup routine? Is number 13. No? Oh no, that was number 14. I've missed number 13. Hang on. Number 13 is, what products, if any, do you hoard in your purse or bag? I'll just get my purse and bag. Not many. I hoard a lipstick, which is looking pretty gross because it keeps melting in my bag. So it's just and this is all I've got left of this one. So it's just a nude colour. And I have a gloss in there, a Rimmel gloss. They all need a bit of a clean. Because sometimes whatever lipstick I'm wearing for the day, I usually put in my bag if I'm going out, but sometimes I forget. So I just keep these in my bag as my backup. And I keep my Superstay Maybelline Better Skin, and I use, it's got a little mirror in it, which is handy, and the pressed powder for just touching up. And I use this little brush with it because it comes with a little sponge, but the sponge makes it go a bit too cakey for me, so I prefer that. And at the moment I've got some blotting paper in there, which I just put in there recently to see if I would use it, and I never have used it in there. I've used them at home, I've never used them when I've been out. So I don't have hugely oily skin, and I also have an eyeliner in my bag, which has got a piece of chewing gum that's escaped out of the pack on it. So I've also got a nude eyeliner. So this is a nude by nature nude eyeliner. You don't do in here because I'm filming. Don't do in here, I'm filming. This is my daughter's doing the vacuuming, so you can hear the vacuum cleaner, but I don't want to stop her from doing the vacuuming because I'd quite like her to do the vacuuming. And the only other thing that I always keep in my pocket, in my purse, by my bedside, I always have one, and that is my lip balm. So I always have one with a sunscreen, This one's actually used up, but it's just got a little bit in it in case I forgot to put one in my pocket for one day. And I cannot live without my lip balm. So I always have my lip balm. And that's the only makeup I keep in my purse. Now number 14, back to number 14, is what is your least favourite step in your makeup routine? I know lots of people say brows, but I've only just started doing my brows this year really, so I don't mind doing my brows. I think probably foundation, doing my base makeup, my foundation and concealer, because it's just boring. You're just making an even canvas. It's like when I'm painting and you have to put on the base coat or the gesso on your canvas. It's a boring step. It's necessary, but there's nothing exciting about it. It's just something you have to do. So putting my foundation and that on is not the most exciting part of doing my makeup, and I would rather be doing my eyeshadow and putting some colour on or something. So that would be my most boring step. What is your worst makeup memory? I don't really have a worst makeup memory. My first makeup memory, I can answer that one. My first makeup memory was when I was 16 and I was a bridesmaid for my brother's wedding, and I got my first lot of makeup then, and I've adored makeup ever since then. So that was my first makeup memory, and what really got me interested in makeup was that whole experience of being dressed up and doing my makeup and having my makeup done for me and having my own products and things, and just absolutely loving the whole process of going with my mum to the chemist and getting the lady to try it all on my face and pick which ones were going to work best for me. And I absolutely loved that. So that was my first makeup memory, because I don't have a worst makeup memory. If I have disasters with my makeup, it's just like, oh well, whatever. And that's actually the end. So that is the makeup mess tag. So I hope you enjoyed my answers, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.